I'm headed out to get some supplies in case the weather gets bad like they're predicting. There's a winter weather watch out for heavy snow. So I don't know what's coming to this, but I'm gonna prepare just in case. Alright guys, and the last time you saw me, I was sitting in the car. I went to the grocery store, got everything I needed. It's starting to get kind of frantic out at the store around here. I'm glad I went early because people were already, I could hear them talking about the storm and they were buying up stuff. And so I got what I think I needed. I've unloaded all my groceries. Now I'm back out to go take care of the chickens. The coop needs fresh shavings. I need to make sure I've got plenty of feed. So I'm headed back out to go do that. Y'all, they are crazy busy in here. I guess everyone's heard the news of the weather. So I'm glad I got it before there was no feed here because that has been the case quite a few times. All right, so I'm headed back home and hopefully I've got everything I need. I have made it back home and I'm headed down to the chicken coop. I've got to get this feed down there and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and clean out the coop and give them fresh bedding. So I've got a nice little mask on, plus it's warm. So I'm bundled up. The wind is cold. I also got some more seeds to start. Give me something to do this coming week. I've got celery, broccoli, and more flowers. And the greenhouse feels amazing. Actually, I cracked the window because the sun was out today, but I'm not sure that the fan's gonna come on. We're at 77. And I just left the fire going because I know I'm gonna need it tonight. And I'm not sure that it'll be going off any this week, or at least the next 2 or 3 days. You got shorts on.
I was in my pajamas.
You crazy. Woo. Betty, get in there. Now when I clean my chicken coop, I normally rake it out onto a tarp and carry it around the other way. So hopefully when I get my other door on the other side, it's gonna be much easier. More eggs, second egg retrieval of the day. See how barren their shavings are? Now y'all gonna have to stay out of here while I work. All right, so I've decided to use my shop vac again, which it's working amazing. Oh, it's so clean. I love it when it has fresh bedding. I'm sure the chickens do too. Let's see who's the first one that comes in. Maybe I'll say Betty. They're just like, I don't think so, lady. Oh, it's Queenie. Queenie, what do you think of your new floor? Smells so wonderful. She's gotta approve of it. Good afternoon. All right, guys, we've got a weather update here, and now they're saying 4 to 6 inches. Pretty good chance that's what's gonna occur, at least that much. We got a wood rack so we can get a bigger one because we can't really fit a whole lot on this one, and we don't want to have to be getting the tractor and trying to go get wood out if there is snow out there. So we're gonna do that later today, and I'm gonna make sure the chickens have their water filled up, check the greenhouse, get the pellet stove cleaned out and ready. So we're just gonna do some last minute stuff before this weather comes in. Ooh, it feels delightful in here. Y'all wouldn't believe it. This morning, the sun was out really good, and we had the window closed, the stove was on, and it was 100 degrees in here because we got an alert on our phones. So we opened the window, turned the stove off, and it's 80 now. The skies are starting to cloud up a little bit though. And guess what? My tomato seeds are up. I'm super excited about that. Look. Look at that. That is so exciting. My San Marzanos, they're up too. Oh my goodness. And my flowers, they are actually coming up too. So yeah, they're doing amazing. It's probably about time to take these domes off. Oh, I want to show you guys something else that happened. This only blooms on rare occasion, and when it does, it's just the coolest. my cactus. Look at that. Is that not the coolest? Such beautiful, unique little blooms. I love seeing things bloom in the winter. It's awesome. Got that one. These are covered in blooms, and they'll be blooming all winter. I've got this one right here from the Echeveria. And I also noticed my other lemon tree is starting to bloom too, and it's covered in thorns, which I did not know that. My husband said last night he figured that out. When it was dark and he came down here to reload my pellet stove. He must have backed into it or something. So yeah, I did not know it had thorns on it. Alright, so now is a good time to head down to the chicken coop. I'm going to put some water in here and just carry it down in the wheelbarrow and make sure everybody is topped off down there. Hey chickens! Are you guys ready for the snow? Alright, now no escapees. Come on. Make this easier on me here. Shut the door. Alright, let's see what the status is of the eggs today. I think I saw a coaching egg through the hen door. I'm going to tell you guys what I think. I think she's broody right here. And I'm going to tell you why. Because yesterday I was in here cleaning and she was in there. And she never got up, never went out, even when I had the shock back in here until I opened it up and then she went flying out like she was mad. So, let's see. Ooh. Well, she got up pretty quickly, so I don't know. I have my suspicions, though, that she might be going to be broody soon. Okay, so there's 3 eggs in there, and then we've got one here. Okay. 4 coaching eggs so far. I'm going to see if she comes back in here and sits on them. You've got a couple choices when coachins go broody. They're very determined mothers. They're just like silkies. They will be broody until they either hatch a chick or till you break them. And there are several ways you can break them. I've had chickens for years, silkies and coachins, so I've done all kinds of different techniques to do it. And for the most part, I can break them. There may be that one stubborn one once in a great while that is just so broody, I had to just give in. Now I can control the amount of chicks that they hatch, and that's probably what I'll do. But I don't usually have any problems getting rid of them because a lot of people, want chicks, especially certain times of year. Now they're all in here. What is it? It's a little convention. What are y'all doing? Are y'all waiting on me to give you a treat? Another tip I want to give you guys, if you have chickens and the cold weather's coming in, people are super tempted to cover up everything in their chicken coop with plastic. Leave ventilation. Leave ventilation to travel through somewhere. Closing it up is really bad for your chickens. They can get respiratory illnesses, even frostbite, because it creates moisture. So you don't want to do that. You want to leave some sort of ventilation. I have this window cracked right here, and I also have ventilation up here. So, that's a really good idea. Don't completely seal it off, and I don't recommend heat lamps. I just don't. There's just too many fires with those things. And not only that, it just gets the chickens really used to having the heat, and if the power goes out, then they're used to that, and then they're not used to the cold. So I don't recommend them. Now, if it's just crazy cold, unusually cold for your area, I offer a sweeter heater. They're much safer. If you really feel like you need heat, use something like that that's safe. All right, chickens. The rooster, Mr. Luke, he's trying to tell everybody there's food. Of course, They see it. He just has to show out like he's providing. What you doing?
Well, I gotta fix my saw first.
So we're making a bigger wood rack, the one I showed you guys earlier. And you just put the 2x4s in there. I think we're gonna make it like 6 foot long. And my husband's also working on an entertainment center, so that's what that is. All right, so Joe's gonna get that built and he's gonna bring it up with the tractor. He thinks we're maybe be able to fit 4 scoops on it. We normally bring up 1 scoop and put in the round one, but if we could bring up 4, that'd be nice. And I'm gonna sit here in my greenhouse and soak in a little vitamin D before he comes up because I'm gonna help him with the wood. And Eli should be coming home from work soon. He works at the hospital and he's trying to decide whether to just stay up there because he's thinking if he comes home, then he won't be able to get back to work this week. So, I don't know. We're trying to look at the timing of the weather. He goes into work really early in the morning. And so if he comes home this afternoon and it starts snowing tonight, he won't be able to get back in the morning. So I don't know what he's going to do. If he goes up there, he'll end up probably just staying and sleeping at the hospital. So I don't know. He hasn't decided. He said he was coming home, but I'm like, I don't know if he'll be able to make it back if it snows. So we'll see. We'll see what his plans are. All right, I'm back up and at him. My husband's still working down at the shop. He should be coming up soon, but in the meantime, I think I'm gonna fill up some of these containers with some soil and put a few more of my seeds in there because I kind of want my seeds to be started all at the same time. Alright, so I'm going to do like I did last time, and I'm going to broadcast these seeds. And I'm going to do them pretty thickly in these, that way they don't come up all spindly. I've got these put in here, and I'm going to go ahead and put these under my lamps and put a dome on them as well. And now since these are such a tiny seed, I'm going to sift a little bit of that soil over them, over the top. And I'm going to put them under my lamps. I'm also going to put a dome on them so they'll stay nice and moist until the seedlings come up. So I'm going to plant celery. And this has a 2 to 3 week germination period on it before they come up. And you can plant this in our zone, and it shows on the back of the seed packet, March through April, and then again in July for a fall crop. It takes 125 days to harvest. It's a very small seed as well. I'm just going to kind of broadcast them out a little bit like I have my other seeds, and I can thin them out as needed. And on these other 4, I'm going to do broccoli. One you plant March through April, and then June and July. So we're just going to see how this does. It's going to be an experiment. I've not done these in the greenhouse, so I don't know exactly how they'll do, but you don't ever know until you try. Now these seeds are a little bit bigger.
Hey, 7 foot.
Big. Well, we got the wood rack filled up, and look how much more wood we've got up here. This is awesome. This is definitely going to come in handy. Not going to have to come out here and refill this over and over this week. It has clouded over pretty quickly. First they anticipated in the morning. Now they're saying like 8 o'clock, which is like a couple hours from now. So I don't know. It's starting to get pretty chilly out here. It's starting to snow. So they say there's another round coming in at 10 that's supposed to bring in most of the snow. It's going to be a pretty day watching the snow.